you've been on my channel for any length of time, you would not be shocked by what we heard from Rocket Mortgage over the last 48 hours. Apparently, they have copied UWN in releasing a 1% down mortgage. I do think it is funny being someone that used to run go-to-market strategy for very successful software products. I have seen many times where leaders lead and losers copy. And I think this might be occurring in the mortgage market. But I think we need to talk about it. It certainly got a lot of press. Matt, what are you seeing? This 1% down program, is it just rinse and repeat of what UWM is doing? Are there any nuances that make it different?
Not necessarily. And one thing I'll say is I made a recent video, which end consumer is the winner. When mortgage companies compete, end consumer is the winner. So it's good news for consumers, for first-time buyers, for those who fall into these income buckets. And to give everybody a quick recap, because it literally changed today, UWM, United Wholesale Mortgage, #1 lender in the country, great partner of ours, we send them a lot of business, announced back in April, 1% down, conventional, you had to be under 50% of the area median income.
Okay.
And so they were going to give, it was a true grant. So with a 3% down conventional that you do like a home ready loan under those income limits, same terms. You don't pay an interest rate hit. You don't pay anything. A true 2% grant from UWM. You put 1% down, 3% down loan. And that's where a lot of people don't understand. Most any down payment assistance programs, you're going to pay a higher rate. You're going to pay higher fees. This is the 3% down program with United Wholesale Mortgage saying, we're the biggest lender in the country. We can afford to spend $20 or $30 million a month to gain more market share, to grow even larger. And so that was the play. Then earlier this week, I think it was Monday, Rocket comes out. We're doing it. We're doing it to 80% AMI. And so it's going to competition to more people. And the funny part is, I already heard last month, they said, we'll eventually open it up to 80. And what a lot of people don't understand, Fannie and Freddie just said on Sunday to these lenders, okay, you can go to 80. And so it wasn't like Rocket had some special thing. So now, as of today, guess who's going to 80? United Wholesale Mortgage.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. And again, the competition wins, especially in this environment. And this is why, let's just talk about it. One of the things going on in the mortgage market today that is, standard deviations above the norm is the spread between the 10-year and the 30-year mortgage. Last check, 323 basis points. Historically, 175 or 180. Big difference. I believe what's going to happen once we get confirmation the Fed's done raising, once we get confirmation that we're kind of in a recession, you're going to have banks compete with each other for home loans, because commercial, broken, industrial, broken, but home loans where Fannie and Freddie can buy them, it's going to be the only business. So I suspect throughout the rest of this year, you're going to start seeing that 323 basis points work its way down, certainly to 200 and maybe even go below that. But it's not going to start shrinking until we get past the debt ceiling nonsense, until we get validation that the Fed's on pause, until inflation cracks below 4%. But all of those things are coming, and then the spreads collapse. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. And the smart people that I talk to say the same thing, that volatility is what causes that spread being so large. So to your point, we get past debt ceiling, we get past uncertainty, we have a little bit of certainty with what the Fed's going to do in the future. That's less volatility, which is going to shrink that. I want to touch on it real quick because we're talking about the 1% down program. Just so people know, just so there's some context, 80% of the area median income is going to vary based on where you're at. So if you're in Sacramento, 102,400 is the area median income. So you can make up to 80% of that. It's 81,900, I believe.
Just so I'm clear, that's household income. So if mom and dad work, it's combined, correct?
Correct. And how these Fannie and Freddie programs work, it's like whatever income you're using to qualify.
Right.
And so Fresno, that number's lower, 72,000. And so 80% of it's 58. And then the high balance, Santa Clara, San Francisco counties are 166. 166,600 is there. So you can make, you know, over 10 grand a month. 133,000 is the 80% AMI. And so it's something that not everybody's going to qualify for, but if you fit into the home ready, home possible, and now you can do it Fannie or Freddie, at least with UWM, it's a true grant. There's not any, you know, we'll give you this and in return we take that, which I know better than anybody. Fancy marketing, down payment assistance, this is great. And then the fine print says, oh, by the way, a 1.5 in cost. Oh, by the way, your rate is 1% higher than market. There's no, oh, by the ways here. This is a true grant. This is the two behemoths, to be quite honest, of the mortgage industry competing for market share.
Yeah.
And, you know, they're opening up home ownership. They're helping low to moderate income borrowers buy homes, but they're also businesses, right? So they're looking for market share. And I think that if you asked each one of them individually, if they're being honest, that it's a market share play as much as
of course it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, this is just people to me, again, I'm not in the business, so I can say this. This is the two largest behemoths keeping the lights on, getting through the tough time, because they know on the other side of this, you know, the good times will come back. And, you know, so if somebody wanted to figure out what the area median average is for them, because again, you service across the country, how should they reach out? How should they see what's possible? And of course, if they're in Fresno, maybe they can work with Amy, who's going to be at the hub. But where should everybody go?
Yeah, go to greatmortgagebroker.com, fill that out first, get in contact with our team. Any and all questions you have, we're happy to answer. We're going to connect you first to Amy if you're in Fresno, to me and my team if you're in Northern California, to whoever we've got who's closest to you, who can serve you in 48 states. And, you know, the AMI lookup tool, you could, you know, find on Google. It's pretty easy and straightforward, but, you know, that's one piece of a complex puzzle. I was talking to somebody yesterday, you know, loans in a lot of scenarios are a Rubik's Cube.
Yes.
You know, and it's not just like, here's a product, you turn one time and you've solved it, right? There's multiple turns, there's multiple ways to look at it. And sometimes it's me, another team member, the client, the realtor, all throwing things around and figuring out this specific person, this time in their life, based on their finances, their goals, this specific scenario, here's what's for you. And that's why, you know, I've probably said it a lot, but it bears repeating. It's very specific to your scenario. Mortgage is. And so you need to talk to somebody who's going to help you peel back that onion and not just throw something at you because, you know, it's a script that they got in a call center they're working in, specific product they're trying to sell for whatever reason. Mortgage is more complex than that. That's why you got to work with a professional. Greatmortgagebroker.com.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you.
Thanks, Mike.